On a sunny and I'd say warm for the week before Christmas, Thursday morning. Welcome on into the Animal House. I'm Adam the Bull. He's Dustin Fox, and we are live here on a Thursday morning at 9:03 a.m. and brought to you by Bet Rivers. And we've got a deal as always for you today. Bet Rivers players who place the same game parlay of at least $10 on NFL or NCAA football games will receive an entry into the weekly Squares game. Winning Squares can earn up to a $50 bonus bet per entry. See the Bet Rivers app or website for full details. Speaking of college football games, Dustin will be calling a college football game on ESPN on
Indeed.
Friday. You got to get up early to watch it.
Hey, nothing better than early morning football, especially this time of year. People are starting to go on holiday break.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you. I mean, you're not like a big college football. Like you didn't grow up in the Midwest, and I get that. But this is like the time of year where me and my friends we loved watching all these games. And I know, again, you don't care about South Florida and Old Dominion, who played last night, or some of these other games. Delaware and Louisiana.
Yeah.
And tonight we've got Missouri State and Arkansas State.
There you go.
In the Xbox Bowl. I mean, I love this stuff.
Is that new, the Xbox Bowl? Is that a new one?
So the Bahamas Bowl, which I did last year, is sort of gone into retirement for the time being. And so the Xbox Bowl has replaced the Bahamas Bowl. And the Xbox Bowl is played, by the way, in Dallas. Well, Arlington, I should say. It's at Jerry's World's practice facility in Frisco, Texas.
That's funny. I think I'd rather
which holds 19,000 people.
That's wild. I think I'd rather go to the Bahamas, but I don't know.
Agreed. But anyway, tomorrow we got. I'm in Coastal Carolina. I played with some of the players yesterday on the tennis court, and the game is here at Coastal. But the game is Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, 2 conference champions, which is really cool. Group of 5 conference champions. The winner of this game will have double-digit wins, and that's a big deal for these kids.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. Over under 47.5 you see there. I bet you Max is into that. Max is one of our producers. He is.
Oh, I'm sure.
Max is into everything more than almost anybody I've ever met. Certainly anybody I've ever met recently. I guess when I was younger, I was into a lot more. I watched a lot of the NBA and a lot of college basketball, and I watched hockey when I was a kid. Not a kid, but in my 20s. Now I push to the side the sports that I'm not talking about regularly. But, Max is into all. He probably knows 10 players on every team. He's probably the only person that does it, except for the people like you who are actually covering the game. So, anyway, have fun at the Myrtle Beach Bowl. There you go. Should be a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And we got a lot to get to today. We'll get to the dreadful Cavaliers later. We'll get to some Guardians news, some small Guardians news later. But we begin with the Browns. And actually, speaking of Max, who's one of the producers of the show, we were talking before the show about he's a big Saints fan. And obviously the Saints are in a similar boat to the Browns, only difference being that they won a Super Bowl with Drew Brees, obviously, and had a good long stretch of success. But since then, they've been in kind of the same boat as the Browns in terms of bad cap situation. They've been bad for a number of years now. Obviously not as long as the Browns. And they're trying to put that team back together. And they drafted Tyler Shuck, who I know you liked a lot coming out of college. I remember during the draft we talked about him a lot. And I would have certainly been okay with the Browns drafting him. They didn't. He was an older guy. That was, older for not Brandon Weeden level old, but not far off. And that was, I guess, part of the criticism of him was that he was older. And teams seem to be scared away by that. But the Saints drafted him in the second round. He didn't start the season. They went with, I think it was Spencer Rattler, I believe, who was the draft pick last year. He stunk. And you look at what Tyler Shuck has done, now in the mix for Rookie of the Year. He's played, I think, 6 games. And he has lifted the team, right? The Saints' defense was terrible early in the season. Now it's played better. I'm not going to give him all the credit for that, but I think it plays a factor. And you look at the talent on the Saints. Now, you and I are not watching a lot of Saints football probably, but like I said, Max is. And so talking about this, he says their line stinks. They don't have a running back. Kamara's old and he's hurt. They have Jawan Johnson, right, at tight end, I believe.
Not sure.
I should know that. We just talked about it.
I haven't watched the Saints play a snap this year.
Yeah. Now, they got Chris Olave, who's a nice wide receiver in the NFL. They have nobody else of note at wide receiver. Okay? And yet they're playing much better football right now. And they don't have as good a defense as the Browns do. What we've seen from the Browns rookie quarterbacks, Dylan Gabriel did not lift the Browns up at all. I thought we saw Shedeur Sanders, especially in that Titans game, even though they lost, lift his team up a little bit in that game. But we've got to see that more consistently. That's going to be part of the process along the way. I know we did not see that at all, in my opinion, with Dylan Gabriel. So it'll be interesting to see because, Tyler Shuck was one of the quarterbacks we were talking about last year, and he's probably been better than Cam Ward. And again, I know the Saints have a little more talent than the Browns and Titans, at least on offense, but not by much compared to the Browns. And as a roster top to bottom, I would argue the Browns have more talent than the Saints. And yet here they are playing well down the stretch, and the Browns are going in the opposite direction. Speaking of which, they'll play Buffalo this week. Do you give the Browns – the spread is, I think we just saw on the screen, it was 10.5, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I give the Browns a chance to cover that?
Yeah, I think you said earlier in the week that you gave them a chance to cover. Money on the line right now. You got to bet $10,000.
Yeah, no.
Versus the spread. What are you betting on?
No, if I had to bet $10,000, I think that the Bills would cover like 17.5. But the Bills are not playing their best football right now. And I think that they are certainly vulnerable defensively. And I think that, Myles Garrett going for this record, and wouldn't he would probably love to get it against Josh Allen.
Oh, sure.
An MVP type player, and former MVP, and probably should be the MVP this year. Although Matt Stafford probably wins it.
Yeah. The Bills' defense the last two games has been terrible. They've allowed 65 points. But they're 2-0 because they've scored 74 points. Their offense obviously seems to be rounding into form. They've only scored less than 26 points once in their last 5 games. And 2 times in their last 8 games. So the offense is certainly getting on track with Josh Allen. And, yeah, I'm trying to think and then you see the forecast there, cloudy, high of 32, heavy winds. Like that could play. And that's a big advantage. To me, it's an advantage for the Bills because, first of all, they're used to playing in just as bad, if not worse, weather than the Browns are.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly Josh Allen has a ton of experience playing in crappy weather between Wyoming and the Bills. And Josh Allen's, does he have the strongest arm in the league? Is there anybody? There's nobody with a stronger arm than him, is there?
I don't think so.
Probably not. So, what would the spread have if you had to bet $10,000? What would the spread have to be for you to bet it on the Browns with the spread? Like, how big would that spread have to be? If it were 17.5, would you take the Browns? I think I would at that point.
I think it's probably.
But the Browns could lose by 30.
Like 10,000.
Yeah.
24.5.
Oh, really? I said I would take the Browns at 17.5. Maybe I'm nuts.
No, you're not nuts. It's a game I'm probably not going to bet.
No, I would not bet. No. I might bet it at 10.5. But you're right. Listen, the Bills' defense, the Bills against the Bengals and Patriots. Excuse me.
You're dying over there, dude.
Yeah, and I forgot to bring my water downstairs. The Bills have won by 5 over the Bengals and by 4 over the Patriots. The difference is, outside of last week, the Bengals' offense has been good, and the Patriots' offense has been good, pretty much all year, whereas the Browns' offense mostly has been terrible outside of the Titans game 2 weeks ago. So I could see the Browns scoring in this game. I would. This is probably a stay away. I agree. If it was a point, like if it was 9.5, I'd probably be all over that 1 point is a big difference, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
From 9, if this was 9.5, I would feel much stronger about the Bills.
Yeah, even though like if I'm gonna bet 10.5, I'm gonna probably buy it to like 13.5 and get like plus 160 on it or something, 150, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think that the Browns are going to cover and lose by 10 points.
Okay,
Like I think if the Browns cover,
yeah,
they lose by 3 points. Like it'd be a close game.
Okay.
And the Bills just, kind of steal one on the road. They probably shouldn't win if the Browns are close. You know what I mean? Like the Browns will do something late to F it up. Whereas I don't see them covering 10.
Okay, so you think it's a weird game? Browns keep it close, or they get blown out.
I think they're either getting their doors blown off.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 45-7, something stupid like that, like it was a week ago.
Yeah.
Or it's something like 2017.
Josh Allen spoke this week about Myles Garrett. Was highly complimentary. He said I don't know if he said he's the greatest player of all, like one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. And he's like, man, we gotta know where 95 is at all times. He's like, I like being in highlight films. I don't want to be in his highlight film. Which I get. Do you think he's going to break the record this week? 1 sack to tie, 1.5 to break it.
I mean, probably.
I say he ties it. I think he gets 1. I think he ties the record with 1 sack.
Yeah, I mean, gun to my head, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then he breaks it next week.
But yeah. He's got to break it. The record's getting broken.
No, unless I'm not even gonna say what I was.
You don't want to be going to that last game.
No,
with him needing half a sack.
No, you don't want. No, definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that would be really interesting to see how that plays out.
I'd be.
And that last game that's Bengals, right?
On the road, yeah. He wants to. You want to break it at home too.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to break it at home and break it against a guy like Allen, who most likely is going to be a Hall of Famer as well one day.
Well, if you did it next week, it would be against Aaron Rodgers, who's going to be a Hall of Famer too. So, also at home. But either way, you want to get it done in the next 2 weeks. You don't want to take it down in the last week of the season. The question is, will he shatter the record? Will he pass it by could he get to 25? He's got 21. I mean, I think it's still very reasonable he can get to 25.
Sure.
You'd only have to average 1.3 sacks per game the rest of the way. All right, let's get some comments from the fans. Mr. Chairman of the board says, good morning, Bull and Fox.
Oh, good morning.
Put the Bull and Fox emojis. He says he thinks there's too many bowl games. But you know what? Who cares? If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Nobody's forcing you to watch it.
They're not going anywhere, and here's why. And I know this because I work for ESPN, and we have 90% of the bowl games. People watch these games. Like my game tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. It's on ESPN, so that's obviously going to give you a big tick up anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll have 2 million people watching. It's crazy. Right. We get, I think they said 75% of our yearly audience for all of our college football programming. Yeah. Don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But it's 75% of it comes during Bowl Mania.
Yeah.
Basically from December, they start playing the bowl games through the playoffs. That's the whole season of viewership.
Yeah.
And the money's there, and the money's not going anywhere.
People are home. They're going to get on their Bet Rivers app and make some bets on the game.
Yeah,
of course. That's popular.
Of course it's popular.
That's it. And guys like you and Max will be locked in
100%.
Watching all this stuff.
100,000%.
Let's see. Donald says going to be a lot of Bills fans at the game. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
do you think it's more than 50% Bills fans?
Yes.
I think you're right.
Yeah. It's so close. I mean, think about the fans that live just in Erie,
right.
Which is
an hour and a half,
less than an hour and a half away. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of Bills fans just kind of in this area.
Yeah,
I see Bills fans all the time.
I do too.
It's just the area. It's the close proximity. I mean, we've got season tickets next year, and we'll probably go to like 5 games. And that's how close it is.
I think there's this is just from my experience. I don't know if this is actually true or not. I've noticed there's a lot of people from Western New York that will end up going to school here for college, and then they just stay here. I've met a lot of people from the Buffalo, Rochester area.
We have, dude. It's so funny. I've got like in my small community in Fairlawn, there's like, I don't know, 6 different couples or families, I should say, that we're friends with that either grew up in Western New York or are Bills fans for some way, or maybe they had a stint in Buffalo or Western New York, or even upstate New York at times. So it's just it's a small community, and we're very close. I mean, I think Bills fans and Browns fans are very, very similar. In that they have suffered for a long time. Bills fans have had more playoff success, obviously, in the 90s, more recent than the Browns. But the fans are blue collar. Most fans don't have a ton of money. They like their Bud Light.
It's just a slightly smaller version of Cleveland, Buffalo. It's a very similar type of city, no doubt. Let's see. Mr. Chairman of the Board, I'm not expecting much of anything from the Browns. And Donald says, Allen's going to pick us apart. He probably will. He does that to a lot of people.
Pick us apart.
Donald says, I live in Buffalo, New York. Now it's only a 2-hour drive. They are hyped up going to Cleveland. I wear my Browns gear here. All right. Let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers a little bit. They are
terrible.
I mean, I know you got injuries you're dealing with, but this was supposed to be, they had a big team meeting, Dustin.
Oh yeah.
And they were starting a stretch where they were playing 6 straight games against the worst teams in the league. And well, first of all, go back to the Warriors game. When was that? Like a week and a half ago? If you remember that Warriors game, nobody played for the Warriors. They had like their G League team. Steph Curry was out. Draymond was out.
Yeah, the one dude who's like 29 years old who had like 19 points.
Right.
The guy that was the lacrosse player.
Pat Spencer.
Yeah.
So they lost that game against the Warriors G League team, essentially. Then after that, they beat the Wizards, the worst team in the NBA, or the second worst. It took them, they had to come back with like 50 points in the fourth quarter, something like that, to win. Then they lose to the Hornets, and then last night they get boat raced by the Bulls. I know the Bulls aren't as bad as some of those other teams, but I think they had lost like 8 or 9 in a row before winning this game, something like that. Or let me see here. The Bulls had lost. No, they had lost 1, 2, 3, 4. They had lost 8 of their last 9, with their only win against the Hornets by 3. And then they boat raced the Cavs yesterday. I get it's early, and I don't lock into the NBA till the playoffs. But, man, I watched that game, some of the game last night, and it was pathetic. They are terrible right now.
I did not see any of it. I'm glad I didn't, because it was not great. I saw the box score and everything this morning. I'm like, I just was like, oh, the Cavs are just effing terrible right now.
The Darius Garland is a shell of what he was. He shot the ball terribly. DeAndre Hunter seems to play with no energy at all. Jalen Tyson, like besides Donovan, I feel like he's their best player right now. He was 8 for 10. He was 21 points. But Dean Wade plays 22 minutes. 22 minutes. Had 2 points, 2 boards, and an assist. What is he doing out there?
Might as well take a knee.
Holy moly, they are so bad right now. And meanwhile, our old buddy Isaac Okoro had 12 points for the Bulls. He's in their starting lineup. That's how bad they are. But they shot 56% from the field and 40% from 3. Cavs can't hit a 3 anymore. They were the best in the league last year. 3 and 7.
Are you really worried, though, honestly?
No. because the playoffs is a whole new ball game, and they were great last year, and they stunk in the playoffs, and maybe you hope that the opposite happens this year. But does it matter ultimately? I mean, whoever comes out of the West, which is probably Oklahoma City, is going to win. I don't think the Cavs can get to the. You think they can get to the finals? They're getting ahead of the Knicks.
Do I think that they can get
or the
to the finals?
I mean, the Pistons got to prove it. Obviously, they've had a magnificent season. But but the West is crazy. The Thunder at 24-2. You think they're going to break the record?
Yes, I do.
Jeez.
You don't think so?
Oh yeah, I think they certainly can. You know what their average point differential is for the season?
No idea.
Plus 17. To put that into perspective.
Put that in perspective.
The second best in the league is the Rockets at plus 9.5. So their point differential is more than 7 points better than any other team in the league. Whereas if you go from the Rockets, who have the second best point differential, there's like 12 teams within 7 points of their differential. So that's how much better the Thunder. There's a lot of obviously metrics that can point to how much better the Thunder are than everybody else. But they actually lost their last game. Did you see any of that game against the Spurs?
Yes, a little bit of it. I mean, the Spurs had the game won, it seemed like.
Yeah, they won. The Spurs did win.
Oh,
they ended their winning streak.
When was this game? I'm thinking about something else.
It was the semifinals in the Cup, which I don't care about the Cup. But
I did not see that game. Sorry. No.
Yeah, Wemby he played just 21 minutes. Wemby in this game, he had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks in 21 minutes. I mean, that's just absurd. Just absurd. Anyway, one last thing from baseball. Much to the chagrin of Tyvis Powell, because he loves this guy.
What's that?
The Guardians have designated John Kenzie Noel for assignment.
Okay.
Which means basically they've cut him. When you designate a guy for assignment, it gives you 7 days to either trade him, release him, or trade him, release him, put him on waivers. If somebody claims him on waivers, then he just goes to that other team. If he clears waivers and they don't trade him, they could assign him to the minor leagues and he'd still be in the organization. There you go. Donald says just before Christmas, they got rid of Christmas. They did. Is that inappropriate to cut a guy with the nickname Big Christmas 1 week before Christmas? Do you have a problem with that?
Like you said, ask Tyvis Powell.
All right. Well, he's into it. Finally, Evan 419 says, Bull, have you watched Pluribus on Apple TV? I'm a few episodes in and it's solid. Okay, here's the deal with Pluribus. With 2 episodes to go, I'm going to give you.
Yeah, I've heard this is a good show. Tell me about it.
Okay, so everybody's hyping up this show. And why is everybody hyping up this show? For 2 reasons. Number 1, the guy who created Pluribus, Vince Gilligan, is the guy who created Breaking Bad and, of course, Better Call Saul, 2 of the greatest shows in the history of television, in my opinion, and many people's opinions. So everybody that liked Breaking Bad and everybody that liked Better Call Saul are going to be into that show. In Better Call Saul, the main character is Bob Odenkirk, but the next biggest character in that show, one of the lead characters in the show Better Call Saul is a woman named Ray Seahorn. She's an excellent actress. I had never seen her before Better Call Saul, but she's in the lead role in this show, Pluribus. And the other reason why it's getting a lot of hype is because it's very different than really anything else on TV. Now, I got to admit, I love Vince Gilligan. I love Ray Seahorn. I'm fascinated by Pluribus. I'm finding it boring. I'm fascinated by it. and I'm also finding it boring. A little boring because there's just not a lot of dialogue. And I know it's really cool what's happening, and it's so unique, but I don't love it. But I'm going to stick with it.
Now, how many episodes are you in?
It's a 10-episode season. There's been 8 episodes released so far. The 9th one comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
I've watched the 8 that have been released, and then the finale will be next Friday. Evans also says, damn, I think I'm one of the few who haven't watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul.
Yeah, you definitely are, buddy.
Z says, you're not alone, Evan. Never watched either. You guys got to get with the program. Have you seen those?
Me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. You don't watch a lot of TV, so I didn't know.
Better Call Saul I only watched a little bit of, but obviously Breaking Bad is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah, Breaking Bad is just as good as it gets. And I think Better Call Saul is just as good as it gets, too. Along with The Wire, The Sopranos.
I hate that there's too many good shows.
Well,
like back in the day, dude, come on. There was like a few good shows.
Yeah.
And it was like we looked forward to a good show. You're like, oh, like a new season of Sopranos was coming out or whatever, and you look forward to it, And now,
well, you got to pick and choose.
It's the whole society we live in. Not to get on like a my soapbox here right now, but it's like our kids play these video games that have no ending.
Right.
And there's no ending in sight for any shows or any movies. It's like, I can never stay caught up.
Yeah.
And so it gives me anxiety. Even
Stranger Things is ending on this week or, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Are you catching up with Stranger Things? Where are you with that?
I'm on the 5th episode. I was going to watch it some more down here with my kids, but I've been kind of.
The 5th episode of season 1?
Yes.
Have your kids seen the whole thing or no?
They've seen every episode 10 times.
Yeah.
Of every season.
Well, Aaron and I so I had watched it originally. Aaron and I watched it over the last month. He's completely caught up. And now my wife feels left out of the whole thing. So now she's watching it to catch up to see the final episodes. And he's watching it again with her a little bit. The show is, it is a great show. It's definitely one of the best shows of all time, in my opinion. It's got a little of everything. It's got an incredible cast. Anyway, there's some TV review. I did watch an interesting movie last night.
That?
It's called Danny. What the hell was it called? Danny movie with Al Pacino. Danny Collins. It's not a great movie. I don't even know that I want to recommend it. But the only reason I bring it up is because it was a decent movie. It stars Al Pacino and Bobby Cannavale. You know who he is?
Nope.
You'd know him if you saw him. He's been in a lot of movies. The female lead, I can't think of her name. But anyway, Al Pacino plays a singer who in the movie is a very famous American singer, but he's kind of like cheesy. He's kind of like, he does like cheesy songs. Like I don't know who I'd compare him to, but anyway, but at one point he fancied himself a great songwriter because in 1971 he apparently wrote a great album and he got interviewed, blah blah blah. Well, it's based on a true story. I didn't realize it. In the real story, the singer was a British guy, and he did this interview in 1971, and John Lennon read the interview with this guy, and this guy was an unknown singer.
Okay.
And apparently John Lennon wrote this guy a handwritten note saying that he had read the interview, he was fascinated, blah, blah, blah. Give me a call. He sent them a letter with his phone number to call John Lennon. And this guy he got the letter 35 years later. So obviously Lennon was long dead. And which was fascinating. I mean, can you imagine John Lennon wrote you a letter saying, like, come talk to me, let's hang out. And he got it 35 years later, which was wild. Anyway, I've rambled enough about that stuff. All right, good luck in the game on Friday. Enjoy the call. Thanks everybody, for joining us. Mary Kay Cabot on the podcast tomorrow. I'll be live on Sunday after the game Dustin will be back with me next week on Tuesday. Thanks to Max and Z for producing. We'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here in the bullpen with Bull and Fox. See you, everybody.
Peace.